Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Pinkerton. I'm your biology teacher here at Revere High School. I wanted to welcome you to my classroom. I think you're going to have a great year here. I know I'm looking forward to having you in my class. And I put this video together just to kind of go over some of my expectations and go over what you'll be learning, a few things like that. Normally I would send a letter home and have your parent or guardian sign it and so forth. But this year we're going to be doing a lot by video, so this video will serve that purpose. So students, you're going to be watching this in class, and what my intention is that you'll take it home and have your folks watch it, and then they will also understand what the expectations are. So let's get started. Okay, I thought I'd start by sharing a few pictures. This is my classroom. Parents, I thought I'd let you have an opportunity to see what it looked like, where your student is going to be spending so much wonderful time. It's a nice room, one of the better science rooms in the building, I believe, and I think it suits our needs perfectly. This is a couple of students from the past. We were working on a biotechnology special project. It was a great program. The students learned a tremendous amount, and I think they really had fun to do this extra work in an honors class. This is one of my classes from a year or so ago. Great group of kids. These are science fair winners. They won and went on to the regional science fair in Somerville, and I hope that your student can do the same this year. And here are a couple of shots from my science team. Science team meets on Wednesday afternoon. We compete with 24 different regional schools in the North Shore Science League. It is a lot of fun, and I really encourage freshmen to get involved in this great team. So I hope to see you there on Wednesday. So I'm going to be going through this slideshow now, and I'm doing this without a script. So if I mess up, just bear with me, and we'll move forward. Now, the good thing about this is that if there's something on the slide that you want to read, and if I'm going too fast, you can always pause the screen, pause the video, and you can read what's on the screen. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, here's my contact information. You have my email address here. That's probably the best way to reach me. Reaching me by phone can be a little difficult, but there's my phone number. Also, I do have a Twitter account. It's @PinkerTeach. This is just for educational purposes. I don't follow any students on Twitter, but if you want to follow me, I'm there, and I usually just put out pieces of information that you might find interesting that are relevant to the class. So here's my classroom expectations. I expect you to treat everyone with respect. That means everyone, including yourself, me, and your fellow teachers. You need to listen while others are speaking. This is pretty obvious, I think, for you guys. Speak one at a time. I don't like to have a lot of talking going on during the class when someone else is speaking. I expect you to follow the school rules. I'm particularly fond of the rule about hats. No hats in my room, please. Make sure your IDs are on. And also appropriate use of cell phones and iPads, other devices, and you need to understand the school consequences regarding inappropriate use of iPads. We've had big problems with this in the past. Students tweeting or on Instagram or whatever, and it's just not appropriate, and I will take your iPad if I see you doing that. And we have some tools that kind of keep track of what you're doing. So make sure you're using your iPad appropriately. Also, this is a lab room. No food or drink, please. You can have water, but please no food or drink in my room. I need you to be on time or prepared. That means prepared means having a pencil, your binders, and your materials. And I don't give passes in the first or the last 10 minutes of class. Being on time is very important. It's the biggest cause of afternoon detentions that I give. So make sure you're on time when that bell rings. When you enter, make sure you have your ID on, hats and hoods off. Take your assigned seat. I do assign seats. If you don't have your ID on, I'm going to send you down to get one. You may be marked tardy. Usually there's a do now assignment written on the board, and that's for the first 5 or 10 minutes of class. Again, the bathroom, you can ask to go to the bathroom within the first, but I don't let anyone go within the first 10 or last 10 minutes of class. Only one at a time, and keep it brief. And if you're one of these people that ends up going to the bathroom or asking to go to the bathroom every day, I may restrict your use of the bathroom and ask you to go during someone else's class. Same with the nurse passes. You can go, obviously, if you need to go to the nurse, that's not usually a problem. And pencils and paper, make sure you're ready to learn. Your pencils and your paper and your iPad too. Make sure that's all ready. iPads, let's just talk for a minute about this. You're expected to bring it charged to class every day, whether or not we're using it for a lesson. And last year they were new. I think a lot of teachers were getting used to it. A lot of students were getting used to it. I expect to be using it more and more throughout the year, so make sure that you have it ready. Let's see, you cannot use it for any unauthorized purposes as spelled out in the school policy. And again, I will confiscate it if I see that, and last year that happened quite a bit. And it's a shame because then you don't have it for your next class and it's a real problem. So just follow the rules. Also, please do not be taking any pictures of anybody, any video without permission from me and that other person. That's not allowed. Generally, the consequences, and again, I don't usually see this too often, but if there is a problem, and it's a matter of choice, folks. If you choose to not follow or meet my expectations, there can be a detention after school for about 20 minutes. You have some time to finish it, but within 5 days, I like to see them done. I know people have obligations at home. The best thing to do is to make the right choices. If you, and you can expect that session if you're tardy, if you don't wear your ID, talk out of turn, you otherwise disrupt the class. Again, I really don't expect a lot of this from you guys. If you miss the session, I'll refer you to the vice principal and she will deal with it. Then it's in her hands. Remember, this is your choice, so choose wisely, my friends. Oops. The text we're using, this biology text by Miller and Levine. It's also called the Dragonfly book. I will issue books to you. You will use them at home, and they need to be returned to me at the end of the year in good condition. Otherwise, I think the charge is $75. Supplies, come prepared with a 3-ring binder, plenty of notebook paper. A lot of the material these days I deliver through the iPad, but occasionally there are some paper materials that I hand out, and I expect you to keep those to study by. Also, regarding supplies, I always welcome donations of tissues. I go through a lot of those. Pens, dry erase markers, those seem to be the things I go through the most that the school does not provide me with, so I end up spending my own money on those. Always appreciative of donations. Note on the MCAS, the biology MCAS for 2014 is scheduled for June 2nd and 3rd. All students must pass the MCAS with a score of needs improvement or better in order to graduate with a high school diploma. All honor students should strive to get a 260 or better. That's an advanced. Now, last year in my honors class, I had about a quarter of them doing advanced. I'd like to see better than that. So I know passing is not usually an issue for you kids in honors, but I do want you to strive to do your absolute best, and we are here to prepare you for that. Grading, I'm just going to let you maybe pause the video and have a look at this. This may change because with the flipped learning, which you might have heard about, the dynamic with grading may change a little bit. So take a look at this and it'll give you an idea. But I may change this, and I'll give you fair warning, and I'll let parents know that that's changing. There's home, I'm calling it home lessons, so anything that's done at home, including watching the iPad videos. Quizzes, I give these every week pretty much. Not always, sometimes I have to skip a week because of the schedule, but I call them pay attention quizzes. They're usually on Friday, so be prepared for that. Labs and projects, 25%. Tests, don't give a lot of big tests, probably once or twice a quarter, 20% of the grade. In your classroom participation is about 15%. That's also any classwork that we do. There is a semester exam. There's actually 2 quarterly exams that are going to be given, and they count for 20% of the semester grade. And those are departmentally done. So every kid in biology will be getting the same test. I don't give extra credit, and the main reason is because I don't know if I've ever had a student that has done all of the work that's been assigned. So possibly if you're a student who's done everything I've asked and every assignment that's ever been done, and you're looking for a little extra credit, I might make an exception. But generally speaking, students ask for extra credit when they owe me work, and so therefore I don't give it. I don't bump grades. If you have a 69 or a 79 or an 89, please do not come and ask me for that extra point. Extra help, I'm here a lot. I'm here by 7 o'clock most days, and I stay late in the afternoon. And you are welcome to come see me if you have extra help. My door is always open. Sometimes in a meeting, Wednesdays I have my science team. So you want to check with me, but if you need some help, I'm here for you, okay? Also, I check my email regularly, and I usually answer it up till about 10 p.m. So, syllabus, take a look at this. This is what I teach. We do a little introduction. We study the chemistry of life. Studies cells and cell biology, cell reproduction, genetics, DNA, evolution and biodiversity, ecology, and then there's a unit on anatomy and physiology or human body systems. And we also do special topics, some enrichment, and some review. We have time at the end of the year for a good review. Well, there's those pictures again. I think that's the end of the slideshow. So again, replay this if you need to, pause where you need to. And on this slide, you can click this link that'll take you to SurveyMonkey, and there you can answer a couple of questions and just acknowledge that you have watched the video. Thank you very much.